Week 7 recap. Got a little upgrade here. Got a little bit of an upgrade. Kind of forgot that Kelsey had a camera. And she's like, oh, you should try the camera for videos. I'm like, that's a great idea. So it looks like I could hook it up to my computer, upload the video from the camera onto my computer, then edit that way. So good. Lucky number 7, guys. We're halfway through the season. Halfway through the regular season, at least. So, remember our trade deadline is until November 29th. So you got a lot of time to revamp your team, but we're getting down to the nitty gritty. A lot of teams here that need to win some games, and actually only 5 of the 12 teams are above 500. So winning is getting very important now. It is vital to stay afloat. Let's see who added to the win total here in week 7. We're going to start off with Feliz Navidad, da, 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 da. Feliz Navidad, da, 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 da. Ends her 4-game losing streak. Huge win. She needed that. Ooh, I needed that. She wins 136 to 103. She defeats Cut My Balls. I may have cursed Cut My Balls all I do. This guy is a team to beat, and he's lost 2 since I said that. So I gotta find a new team to beat. Put the little sprinkle of curse on there. For Feliz Navidad, she had the highest score in week 7, which was none other than NFL's newest TV star, Travis Kelce. It seems like any commercial that has an NFL player in it, Travis Kelce's in there. He hasn't hopped on Subway yet, but damn, that'll probably be next. He's on literally every single commercial. The Pfizer boy, as Aaron Rodgers would say. He had 35 points, led all scores in week 7. Jordan Addison. We were expecting a Vikings wide receiver to step up with Justin Jefferson out. I honestly was assuming it would be Jordan Addison. I mean, of course, T.J. Hawkins probably going to get more of a volume than a big volume that he already gets. But, man, Jordan Addison, 31 points, a huge night. He had 2 touchdowns in the first half. I think is arguably the best defense in the NFL. It was just going right for Feliz Navidad this week. On Thursday night, the Jaguars ran a fake punt, and their punter threw for a first down and got her 0.52 points per passing yard. So it's just a little bit, but it's just, I always like to see the punters get the passing yard. So yeah, great week for her. She improves to 2-5. Like I said, ends that 4-game losing streak. It's time to start a winning streak now. As for Cut My Balls, Christian McCaffrey, 22 points. He leads his team pretty much every week. If it's not him, it's Cup. Unfortunately, he started Calvin Ridley over his teammate Christian Kirk. Big mistake. Kirk goes on to score 19 points on Thursday night. Calvin Ridley only makes 1 catch for 5 yards. Tough. It wouldn't matter, though, if you did start the right guy. So we're going to move on to... And what do I tell you guys? Just joshing you, it's going to be a close matchup. He found himself in another close predicament against me and my homies. But me and my homies out-homied him. He wins 132.56 to 131.58. I say he out-mahomied him. However, Lamar Jackson actually scored 0.02 of a point or of points more than Patrick Mahomes. Lamar Jackson was the 2nd highest scorer in week 7. Patrick Mahomes, the 3rd highest. For me and my homies, I probably could have done a breakdown to see what player secured him the win, but I just started working weekend overnights, so I work Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights. So unfortunately, I miss a lot of the NFL action, and so it's kind of hard to keep up, But I'm sure it was something probably crazy. It was probably this guy here, Darren Waller. He finally woke up. Stop hitting the snooze. He finally woke up. Maybe it's Tyrod Taylor. Maybe Tyrod Taylor filling in for Daniel Jones, and maybe that's what Darren Waller needed. He scores 22.8 points. This matchup was actually decided before Sunday Night Football. Usually it's either Sunday night or Monday Night Football, but this was decided after the 4 o'clock games concluded on Sunday. So, like I mentioned earlier, big week for the bye weeks. Big week. 6 teams on bye. The toughest week in our fantasy season, we'll see. Jesse had 3 byes, so it didn't really affect his team too crazy. As for just Josh, like I said, he's always in a close matchup. This is his 3rd week in a row where his matchup was decided by 10 points or less. And I should have dug the history books from last year, but I'm pretty sure he was probably in the most closest games last year too. So I like your style, Josh. You like to keep it close. I like the style. I like the style. Jonathan Taylor is back, baby. What a wise move to grab him. A steal. 21 points for him. I'm just assuming this is like the stardom. When he came back, it's a little bit of a slow start. 21-point explosion here. I think we'll start to see that he'll get more action than Moss, but who's to say from me, You want to get my fancy advice. He would have been the difference, obviously. There's always those bench players that always, make the difference. But he sat Josh Palmer and Cortland Sutton, and they were close to 20 points, and they actually both scored more than his starting wide receivers. So, son of a bench. We're going to move on to yet another matchup decided by just about a point. Allens versus Predators against Scranton Stranglers. Could Allens versus Predators keep his crown, his share of his crown? Yes, he could. Of course he could. 119.3 to 18. Now, this was the battle of the running backs. Keontae Ingram against Bijan Robinson. And Bijan Robinson just narrowly beats him out. He scores 0.3 points. Keontae Ingram scores 0 points. Very unfortunate for Tanner. Very unfortunate. Bijan Robinson maybe played 1 series. And then all of a sudden he's on the sidelines. Tyler Algier's getting all the carries. Cordell Patterson's getting in the mix too. We're like, what the hell's Tyler? Where's Bijan Robinson? And they're like, oh, looks like we're getting reports that he has an illness. He's just on the sideline, and he never came back in the game. If this man just had 1 10-yard carry, or just 1 reception for 5 yards, Tanner would have won. That is beyond me. Oh my gosh.
That is tough.
Well, one running back didn't do good for him. But the other running back they has, Jahmyr Gibbs, 27 points. He finally finds the end zone and explodes. He had a chance there at the end. On Monday Night Football, Brandon Ayuk, he's having a pretty solid game. And Brock Purdy has some chances to go down the field, tie the game or get close to the game. But unfortunately, he threw back-to-back interceptions on back-to-back possessions. Hurt Tanner's chances greatly. Tanner also, he had 5 byes. So, pretty tough that he just had enough, to start. I think he had maybe 2 or 1 guy on his bench, and that was it. As for Allens versus Predators, his San Francisco defense and special teams, like I mentioned earlier, arguably the best defense in the league. -3 points. They were literally just trying to hand Tanner the win. They were trying to hand it to him. They were choking. The Scranton Stranglers was making them choke. But they were a breakaway. Barely. I feel like I say this every week. He had 4 players with 20 or more points. Josh Downs, dude. Josh freaking Downs. The Carolina product, man. He is on the chart moving up. I wish I would have snagged him in this league. Got him in a couple other leagues. Of course I didn't start him. Of course I didn't. So yeah. Another solid victory for Allens versus Predators. Keeps his share of first place, but really, he's in first because he's also scored the most points too. I'm not trying to curse you. I don't want to curse anyone. You know, I want this to all be fair, but he is by far the team to beat. I guess that's what I get. I dropped some water there, so I guess that's what I get. All right. We're going to go to Amendola Obligata against Rubbing Out a Win. Wee woo, upset alert. Amendola Obligata. In fear of losing his 4th in a row, but he's like, the losing has to stop here. Alvin Kamara, big part of that. 29 points. Amendola Obligata wins 109 to 84. Kamara, Mike Evans, and Saquon Barkley combined for 68.3 points, which was 63% of his team's points. So, great amount there. Just 3 players, that's crazy. 3 players, just 63% of your points. That's pretty wild. High scores for them. As for Rubbing Out Win, he's kind of having some quarterback struggles here. Deshaun Watson, he decides to go with him because there are reports saying that he's going to start. Well, he started and was not on a high note, and then he got taken out for the rest of the game. Unfortunately, got him negative 1.8 points at quarterback. That is tough. But you know who else? You know who is doing really great for Randy's team and is a dark horse? I don't think he should be a dark horse, though, for the MVP. A.J. Brown. This is his 5th straight game with 127 or more receiving yards. 5 straight games. Insane. Other than like Tyreek Hill, he's probably been like the best wide receiver in the league this year. Or Puka. Rubbing Out Win, he not only did the buys, which I think his only buys were like a wide receiver and a punter, but he had DK Metcalf, that was a late scratch, and David Montgomery were both out. 2 decent factors to his team, so that really hurt. Let's see. We'll go ahead and move on to Hertz Locker against How Well Was Your Team. How well was your team? Oh, not well enough. Not well enough at all. I got spanked. I got spanked. I lost 147 to 64. Ryan had 3 players combined for 68. I had an entire roster, 10 people combined for 64. I just don't understand, man. I don't understand. It's the lowest points anyone has scored in our season so far in the week. I had 5 buys too, but I don't know. I thought I put on a good starting roster, but guess not. And good old Brett Maher. Let's just rewind what I said about Brett Maher last week. I'll tell you, one guy who was really in the clutch for me winning that didn't play Monday night was my kicker, Brett Maher. 15 points. He's kind of a reliable kicker, so I'm not jinxing myself, but he was good for me last year too. Even though I didn't make playoffs last year, but Brett Maher, man, he's got it. If he's available in some of your other leagues, I'd maybe pick him up. I really hope you guys did not grab him in your other leagues. A wasted move. The 4th highest kicker in fantasy this year. Released. Just give me the scissors. Snipped. Bye-bye. I don't know what he's going to do next. To be sure, a team will pick him up. I thought they gave him a short leash. Yeah, he missed 3 field goals, which combined for 7 points. Rams lose by 7 points. Tough. But I don't know. I just think that maybe they think he has like the yips again, like he missed 4 field goals in the playoffs last year, but he's a solid kicker. Come on, give him a chance. That's crazy. Anyway, Hurts Locker, 147 points, led all scorers in week 7, and he could thank Deontay Foreman. So, like I said, I'm working overnights, and I checked my roster like one last time before I went to sleep because I knew I'd wake up and be like past 1 o'clock, and I saw that he was starting Zach Evans and like his running back Zach Evans, Zach Moss. I'm like, oh, he's got the Zach attack going. And I woke up, I see Deontay Foreman's like having a big game, and I check my team or my matchup, and I'm like, what the hell? I'm getting my ass spanked. And I was like, oh, he decided to start Deontay Foreman says Zach Evans. What a that is tough. 33 points. He was a menace for the Panthers last year, a straight up menace. I think he had 1,000 rushing yards last year. That is crazy. He was like 3rd on the depth chart for the Bears running backs. That is absurd. That is absurd. What a steal. He could be a long season performer. Because like I said, he was a menace last year for the Panthers. 147, or Bryce's 147, you know, like I said, led all scorers in week 7. This is the second time in 3 weeks that he has led scoring for a week. So it's 2 out of the 3 2 times out of 3 weeks he has led in scoring. I mean, he's team to be on it. Puka and Jacoby Myers has been a big surprise for him, which is a surprise for me, maybe a couple others, but he's like, no. Jacoby Myers and Jimmy G have that New England connection. I was like, well, smart to pick him up. Very sneaky move there. That's his 3rd win in a row, too, by the way. There's another team that has 3 wins in a row. Could she make it 4 against her sister? Of course she could. She's Smoking Joe, baby. Smoking Joe. She wins 114 to 100. Improves to 6-1 of the season. Just neck and neck with Jay. Neck and neck with Jay the whole season. Broken record. Tyreek Hill, 25 points, led all scoring. He has 902 receiving yards, which is the most through the first 7 weeks of the NFL season. Absolutely insane. It looks like for now she may have won the Rams running back sweepstakes as Darrell Henderson scores her 13 points, gets most of the carries, and finds the end zone. James Cook, he's kind of... I had James Cook in a couple of my teams. I was thinking I was pretty high on him this year, but he really hasn't, fantasy-wise, performed super well like I thought. He scored 19 points there. 4th win in a row. She is the hottest team. The longest winning streak. Longest active winning streak currently. As for Kirk Thuggins, she goes to 4-3. She picked up the Giants' defense. Scored 15 points. Well done. She would have ended her sister's win streak if she would have started Kirk Cousins. I almost call him Kirk Thuggins. I was like, or Kirk Huggins, but if she would have started Kirk Cousins, like the heart and soul of her team, she would have won. He rebounded this week, against which, you know, I don't think I would have started him either against the 49ers defense, and Cousins has kind of been struggling a little bit, so, you know, I wouldn't have started him either. So, DK Metcalf was a late scratch, so other than Tyler Lockett, someone else had to be catching the balls. Jackson Smith and Jigba, he stepped up on her bench too. So if she started one of those two, she probably would have won. So yeah. So we got week 7. I feel like I don't have enough, like, too much energy right now because on Thursdays I stay up like super late and like sleep all day Friday so I can be ready for work Friday evening. So my spunk isn't really there. It's like 1:40, so I do apologize, but You know, I figured I was like, well, I'll just record Thursday or night or Friday, early Friday morning, just because I'm staying awake. I'll record and edit, you know. I got nothing else to do, so, which I actually have laundry to do, but this is more fun. It's more fun, you know. I do it for the people. Got it for the fam league, baby. I gotta, you know, keep my commissioner duties, and you know, I want to be the best commissioner you guys ever have. So, you know, I do it for my league. I do it for my league. The famleeguers. We're gonna move on to our waiver wire. Nothing really exciting. The attractive names on here are Cam Akers and Dalton Kincaid. Akers might have a chance to pop off. Like, he's always had that potential. I fell into that trap last year, so I'm not gonna fall for it again. But maybe new team, he'll work out. And Dalton Kincaid, he has a chance to pop off. Dawson Knox got hurt, so now Kincaid's going to get all the tight end action. And I want to say they drafted him in the first round too, so I feel like Dalton Kincaid, who Hertzlocker picked up, could be a missing piece for him. We'll go ahead and take a look at these standings. Allens versus Predators and Smoking Joe both tied 6-1, but the most interesting aspect of that is they have a 2-game lead. So if they both happen to like lose this week, it's not a big deal because they'll still be up by a whole game. They have a 2-game cushion, which really looks good for their playoff chances. They've won 6 of the first 7 matchups. That is hard to do in fantasy. Very hard to do. For 2 teams to do it, that's wild. There's 3, 4, and 3 teams. Grant Stranglers is 3rd, Hertzlocker is 4th, and Kirk Thuggins is 5th. There are 2, 3, and 4 teams. That would be Amendola Abogada, and ranking 7th is Cut My Balls. Oh, excuse me. And Rubbing Out a Win, and me and my homies are also 3 and 4. I wrote it down kind of weird on here. So 4, 3, and 4 teams, and there's 3, 2, and 5 teams. So I just got out of last place, won the battle of last place, but damn it, found my way back. Just Josh is 10th, I'm 11th, and Felice Najidad is 12th. And we'll go and take a look at the scoring leaders here as well. I wrote down the differences, and as you can see, couple teams moved up, couple teams moved down. The biggest, of course, is me. Pretty poor past 2 weeks. This is the difference from week 5. Like, I put on the week 5 scoring leaders 2 weeks ago, and then it's just like, you know, different. So you can go ahead and look at that. Allens versus Predators had a huge gap, but now he's only up by 12. So teams are getting a little hotter. I feel there's nothing else really interesting to go on with that. It's pretty self-explanatory. You just, you know, read it and weep of joy or sadness. Week 8. What does it have in store? It has a fantastic matchup. I'll go ahead and throw the matchup week up real quick. Smoking Joe against Hertzlocker. The 4-game winning streak against a 3-game winning streak. Who will extend their winning streak and stay the hotter team in the Fam League? Is currently this. I don't know what the score is, but I'll just, you know, go and put the current scores to everything. Next we have our other first place team, Allens versus Predators against me and my homies. It's projected 129 to 118 in favor of Allens versus Predators. Is Grant Stranglers is going to take on Rubbing Out a Win. Grant Stranglers is ranked 3rd, Rubbing Out a Win's ranked 8th. Grant Stranglers projected to win 130 to 119. Then we have Kirk Thuggins taking their 4-3 record against just Joshua and his 2-5 record, trying to dig his way out of the hole. And it's projected that he will be able to dig himself out a little bit. It's projected to win 128 to 112. And next, just like a curveball, 6-12 matchup, Amendola Oblongata will challenge his 3-4 record to Felice Navidad. Can she make it a 2-game winning streak? Well, it's projected she will. And projected 127 to 120. And last but not least, always open. Always open. Jamar Chase's favorite store, the 7 versus the 11 matchup. Cut my balls against how well is your team. Fair warning, if Sam Howell plays like shit, then I'm probably going to change my team name. I don't know, I got 3 quarterbacks, so it's like, I don't really need 3, but is what it is. You know, I'm trying to figure out who's my dominant quarterback, but I might change my name. I don't know. I'm not really feeling it anymore. I lost with it. I won 2 in a row with it. I lost with it, so it's like, I might change it. Anyway, I'm projected to lose 130.7 to 122. Interesting fact here, though. If all the 2 and 5 teams, 2 of the 2 and 5 teams are playing 3 and 4 teams. So it would be pretty crazy if both 2 and 5 teams beat both the 3 and 4 teams, because then those 4 teams would be tied. And then if just Josh wins, then he'll be a 5th tie. And then if Grant Stranglers beats Rubbing Out Win, then I'll be a 6th tie. And then if me and my homies loses to Allens versus Predators, that would be 7 teams all tied at 3 and 5. Let's see it. I would love to see that. That would be absolutely bonkers. I know we had a crazy ending last year, a bunch of teams like 7 and 8, but I was kind of like doing this in my head, but like now I'm trying to like actually figure it out. But that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That would be 7. That would be 7 teams all tied for last. That would be insane. That would be insane. I really hope that happens. I doubt it. I doubt all of that scenario will happen. But fantasy football is crazy, so it honestly could. It honestly could. I tell you what's going to happen though. Just the way the season goes. I might be one of the most positive people you guys ever come across in this lifetime. But what's probably going to happen is Molly will win, Josh will win, and then I'll lose. And I'll take my throne back at last place. And I'll just have to sell my whole team. I'll have to sell Eckler. I'll have to sell CeeDee Lamb. I'll have to sell Rashee Rice. I'll have to sell the Ravens defense. Sell. Hell to sell. Be hard to come back from 2 and 6. It's possible, but like I said, wins are vital. Go get you one.